Hello, people. This video seems kind of weird because, you never really see me doing something like this. Walking around like Blue Connex, making a video like that. But, I'm not here to be him. Good guy. I really like the game. I like what he's doing with it. I like the projects he's focusing on. Pretty good guy. What I oh damn. Um, what I'm here to discuss is what I think about the. I'm pretty sure it was called the officer executive.
This is kind of
Changes.
a
Here, I'll pull it up for you all because it's right here. It's short. It's called "I've returned
I'm
to
back.
Roblox." By
Yep,
the
I
way.
have returned the beach. Next, actually, the tasks. Yeah, it was gonna be on May
So
2nd, and then after that is probably officer staffing.
yeah, it's called officer staffing, and I'm pretty sure it's going to change some things for the officer classes. Maybe give them some more power, right? Be able to actually do stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know, might be an objective or something. But
Which has been decided to be
what he
included
says,
inside the officer Overwatch changes. So yeah,
he says something that catches my mind. No, that catches
be included
my.
inside the officer Overwatch changes.
He says there's going to be something included the officer Overwatch changes. Now this got me thinking. Is Centum about to get something for their branch commander? Because clearly he says it's tied to the update. This is clearly going to be able to be used to be regulating patients. So I'm going to assume is that Centum security and, of course, facility oversight are going to be able to, I don't know, pull up the tablet, have an extra, like, menu or something in order to, I don't know, be able to, like, let's just say the virus is, like, their menu, right? I can click on this, and you can select the patient, and then, I don't know, you could put them in solitary, you could, put them on a watch list, you could, scan them, something like that. You could, depending on the punishments, because he does want to add in more roleplay mechanics, because, he wants to make it a real roleplay. I feel like Centum is about to get something that a lot of people are going to definitely either hate or like, depending if you're Centum or not, because they're probably going to be able to choose punishments. Which is what gets me thinking. I feel like the executives are pretty dry. Let me explain. So, you can go to Centum. I feel like Centum should stay the same. They got their ability, though, maybe for that. They should be kept the same. But I feel like some of these should be changed, especially with BCU's update. And they're on gun. So, I feel like this SIG MCX is good for this. But, come on, let's just be honest here. It can easily get, out damaged by a lot of not classes, a bunch of guns, right? So what I recommend doing is two things. One, you get the SIG, you modify it by removing the drum part, and give me like 40, 30 bullets, 35 maybe, but make them armor piercing so they do a bit of damage when they do armor, and they, what am I saying? Anyways, yeah, you could just pierce armor. They do a bit of damage But the second you destroy through the armor, it does a ton of damage, and it also, crushes armor, basically. Either that, or they get the same thing with a modified Scorpion. Also, can these guys please get the helmet and the thermal goggles? I desperately want that for them, because the thermal goggles for this would be so good. I would love to see that with that. And then, with the Osiris Prophet, like I said before, please give them a helmet. I hate how they look. They're like French. Oh, oui. And it was, just give them an RPK. Give them the RPK back. Maybe change their hat. Like I said, give them a helmet, please. Or like, the military cap. Just please change your hat. It looks so bad. I hate the berets now. But I generally just think we should change them. It's pretty bad. Now, for Godfather, please change this so it's just, like, reduced percentage, but, like, it's all weapons. So, after that, like the officer oversighting and stuff, I feel like they should go ahead and change up some of the executives, because they desperately need an update. They kind of suck right now. I feel like the only teams that would reasonably have one is, the SIG MCX is Facility Oversight, Centum, and that's about it. Because Facility Response Unit, they could have a SIG, but they should have a modified one that's focused on more damage. Administrative Committee stays the same. Osiris should not have a SIG, because that means that they somehow have a weapon from Homeland Security, and as you know, that doesn't fly too well. Actually, a lot of these teams counteract themselves. A lot of these teams have weapons they shouldn't have. But I feel as if, like, we should try to separate the guns a bit more into their respective groups, because then it's like Osiris, has their old military, US, and maybe some guns are new types weapons, weapons designed for damage. Facility Response Unit has weapons designed to, suppress and, contain problems. I have never touched the normal one. I just realized that. PCU should have their weapons that are pretty good at damaging just, infected, being able to pierce through their skin, causing damage. Like I said in rounds, Centum should have weapons that are designed to, be able to take out lightly armed people, focus on, quick fire, while still being able to be compact and carryable. So, you can just walk around easily with them. I feel like they should be split up in their respective groups, because then the game would feel less like a giant mashup of what gun do I have. It will feel more like, oh, okay, so Centum is good with weapons for dealing with, like, patients, like, fast firing, quick, compact guns that you can easily use to take down unarmed or lightly armed patients. Then there's BCU with weapons that are designed to have, flesh rupturing. They got their flamethrowers, CMP, SIGs, SIGs, MPXs. They got hollow rounds to rip through skin. And the Facility Response Unit has weapons designed to, cause damage and the enemy, right? Combative weapons meant to kill heavily armed patients, or, Osiris. And this is where Facility Response Unit and Osiris are going to have what I'm going to call war. They're going to have their own little sieges, their wars. Because Osiris at the same time is also going to have the same thing. They're going to have weapons designed to kill, designed to death, right? You know, take on Centum, BCU, Facility Response Team. This is where these two are going to have war, because their weapons are designed to take out each other. And this is where this is all going to mash together, because... yeah. It's just gonna get out of hand. And can we please update the pictures? Really ugly. So, thank you for listening to my rant for like 10 minutes. I do not know how you'd watch this. If you did, you could have just skipped the good parts. But, yeah. Thank you for watching. And, just know that if you are actually watching these videos, keep coming back and stuff like that, I really appreciate you. I really do. I'm really doing this for fun, so I can go, you know, without uploads for a long time if I don't find this fun, but, like, for now it's pretty fun for me. So, I'm just doing this for fun, and, you know, if you're enjoying it, great. I really like that. And, well...